Another near-ish future. They barely fit in the world. Okay. So yeah, that's what you mean by dissonance there.
A monastery.
Just the difference there. I think of dissonance and I'll think of things like gaming terms like ludonarrative dissonance, which is kind of like the difference between like the story and the gameplay and how they can contrast one another. This is one of the first things that I think of when it comes to that. But yeah, I don't remember seeing a lot of gameplay, just occasionally tuning into my friend's streams there. I don't even know if he streams anymore or not. I remember playing some games with him many, many years ago, but I don't know if he does anymore. But yeah, I was never super interested in that. That felt very much like a game that saw Breath of the Wild pop off, and I was like, oh, we should make like one kind of like that. Was the impression I got. Like, I could be completely talking out my ass here because I don't know a whole lot about the game, so like, maybe I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. Oh. Wow, I can assassinate from here. Okay. Amazing. I wasn't expecting that. There is one more game coming out in the near future. Dark Deity 2 is currently just slated for a 2025 release date. It doesn't have, like, an official release date posted yet. But I was in the developer stream of the director earlier today, and chatting with him a smidge. And in this stream, he was like, yeah, we're kind of wrapping up a whole bunch of... I'm getting stuck. I'm actually getting stuck. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe my guys can just deal with that. And he was saying, like, they're just kind of working out some kinks and stuff now, and they're gonna try to release it within, like, the first third of 2025, and are shooting for somewhere from March to April. They can't say for sure yet because, like, don't know how long it's gonna take for them to work out the kinks. They'll put it out when it's done, essentially, is the idea there. But probably sometime around March to April, he was saying. And it's like, okay, well, that's kind of nearest future, if it's sometime around there. Slash potentially longer than that if it takes longer to work out the kinks. Like, it really depends on, like, you know, when everything is finished properly and stuff like that, which makes complete sense. And that's the way that you want game development to be handled. Like, make sure that it's done in a stable state and things are good. So it's looking like that's probably going to be sometime in the near future, and I can kind of take that into account and be like, oh, okay, well, that's another near future thing. But I still want to add, like, something else to the schedule here, because I don't want, like, my one game that I can hop into and chill with streaming to be Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Again, I always like to have at least 2 things. So if I can have Valhalla and, like, one other thing, then I'll be happy. Methinks. Oh my god. Little bit of craziness here. So yeah, there's that. Don't know why they chose the art style. Looks way too saturated, like venturing into Zoomer deep fried meme. What's the Zoomer deep fried meme? No, no stun attack. Why'd you hit that guy? I could have one-shot it with my stun attack, I think, but then you ruined the opportunity. Why must you do this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yikes. Can I go out this door? Uh-oh. Ah! Alright, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm just gonna let my guys deal with that for a little bit, I think. So there's a few games coming out in the near-ish future, but not anything, like, super soon. Like, there's not anything in February or anything like that. There was one new release on the Switch this past month with Donkey Kong Returns HD. And I did really like playing Donkey Kong Returns on the Wii as a kiddo. Like, I love that game. I think it's an amazing platformer game. But the more and more I looked into Donkey Kong Returns HD, the more it just seemed like an inferior version compared to the Wii version. Like, there's a few technical issues that didn't exist in the original version, both with graphics and in terms of gameplay, that make it, like, a worse gameplay experience. So it's like, well, if I ever do a playthrough, it probably makes the most sense to just, like, play the Wii version sometime when I get the chance. And maybe do, like, a 2-player playthrough one day, like playing Donkey Kong and Diddy or something like that, I don't know. Rather than rushing in to play, like, the HD version when it's just gonna be, like, a worse experience. So, I decided not to pick that game up, so I'm not playing that one. It just didn't really appeal to me all that much. Maybe I'll do, like, the Donkey Kong series proper sometime later, I don't know. So, there was that one that I could have had ongoing right now, but I decided not to. Zoomer deep fried meme, take one meme image and crank the saturation max and add noise. Oh, one of those kinds of things. They're so funny, though. You can just truly admire the humor in those. So I've been thinking about, like, what games I might want to play in the nearish future. I always make, like, a list in my Discord server that I just use to, like, send myself images and keep track of, like, notes across devices and stuff like that. It's great to have, like, a private Discord server for yourself just to keep track of random crap and send stuff to yourself. And I have a games channel where I make a list of all the stuff that I'd like to get to eventually. And each year I write down a list of games of non-new games, like non-new releases, that I want to get through playing in each given year. I think I've done that since like 2021, 2022. And I usually get through like 70 to 80% of the list. I don't think I've ever gotten through all of the list of like non-new games I have planned to play. So I have like a decent few ones written down for 2025. And I never want to reveal like the full list because I don't want to set any expectations or anything like that, because chances are I'm not going to get through them all. But I do have some ones in mind, and I've been in this position where it's like, wow, I don't have any new releases coming up. I don't have any like major prerequisite games coming up. Prerequisite games for me being like games I want to play like before other games, like playing Metroid Prime Federation Force at Janlan before Metroid Prime 4, and I also played Prime 1, 2, and 3 before Prime 4. Like play the games leading up to a certain new release that I want to play. So I don't really have any prerequisite games either. Like, I have some long-term ones, like I want to play through the Xenosaga trilogy before the next Xeno whatever game, considering Xenoblade Chronicles 3 very strongly implied that they might be tying Xenosaga in, so it's like, oh, I kind of want to play Xenosaga and see what the story and stuff is there now. So I'd like to do that at some point, so I guess you could call that a prerequisite game, sort of, but, you know, don't really have to start that anytime soon. Yeah, after the Mario vs. Donkey Kong game, I don't know what the Donkey Kong devs are smoking. Yeah, honestly. Either bloated mediocre or worse than original on inferior hardware. Yeah, it's very much sounding that way when it comes to Donkey Kong Returns HD, and it's like, why? The game should just be better. A lot of people are attributing it to potentially like the 3DS version, like they may well have used the 3DS version of Donkey Kong Returns as like a base, which would have had to like downgrade the Wii version in a lot of ways. And if they use that as the base for HD, one, why? And two, like, I guess I could see how that could be responsible there. So, yeah, maybe that's the reason there. Open door, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of letting my guys go ham and stuff here. So yeah, not really playing that. And I've been trying to consider, like, what kinds of games on my list of things that I would like to get to in the nearest future / potentially this year I would want to, like, add to the schedule here. And I did think about Xenosaga Episode 1. Let's get all these guys up. But considering Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is right around the corner, there's no way I'd be done with, like, my Xenosaga playthrough by the time that comes out. And do I really want to have, like, two things in the same series going on at once? Like, should I wait until I'm done with X Definitive Edition? Or because I've already played a bunch of it and will be doing a bunch of it on my own time, would it be fair game to have, like, two Xeno games I'm jumping between at once? And then there's a little bit of back and forth in the parts, or is that a little bit too weird? So, I'm not sure about Xenosaga for that reason there. One that I've been thinking about doing for a while is my next Fire Emblem playthrough. I got through Conquest Lunatic Classic. I think I'm gonna wait before I start Revelations Lunatic Classic until I have, like, a lot of time, and I just want to, like, really sink my teeth into, like, a super long Fire Emblem adventure, which is not right now, so that's not happening anytime soon. If I start a new Fire Emblem game, it would most likely be Binding Blade. Because I did... Was it last year? The year before? It might have been the year before. Everything is blurring together, I swear. I did a playthrough of Fire Emblem 7, which is a prequel to Fire Emblem 6 Binding Blade. As they announced Switch 2 FE. That is possible, too. I know people have been talking about, like, oh, there's totally gonna be a Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy remake right around the corner. Surely that's gonna happen. Which would be pretty cool. But yeah, it can very much depend on, like, what does the launch lineup look like for the Switch 2? So there'd be Mario Kart 9, and what else? Would there be, like, a new Fire Emblem game shortly after launch? I know they did a new Xenoblade game shortly after launch with the Switch 1, and then it took a little while for the first Fire Emblem game. Maybe it'll be the other way around this time, and there'll be, like, the next big Fire Emblem game on the beginning of this console. Who knows? But I've been thinking about doing Binding Blade, because it's, like, that probably makes the most sense, because I want to chill out before I continue with Revelations. I'm so dang tired of the World of Fodlan that I don't really want to play more of Three Hopes, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I did one route, I have 2 more to go, but, like, I've already done 4 playthroughs of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and I guess you could say a half playthroughs of Three Hopes. I'm so done with the World of Fodlan. Like, I get it. I get the story now. I've experienced the world enough. I want something new. Like, I'm so burnt out of Three Hopes and Fodlan and stuff. So, like, there's that game that I still technically haven't finished, but I don't really want to think about, honestly. So I'd rather do Binding Blade, because I've played Blazing Blade a few times. Well, most recent time being on the channel here. But I've never played Binding Blade all the way through. I want to see how the story continues, since the game that I've played a whole bunch is the prequel game to Binding Blade. So I can finish the second game in the duology and stuff. See what happens in the story and all that. So, I've heard that, like, RNG in Binding Blade is also, like, really garbage, that you can just, like, prepare to miss all the time. So, it might be a little bit of a rough time, but it might be kind of funny. And without, like, stuff that bloats the game to be longer, like the stupid calendar system in 3 Houses, or even, like, the, not the monastery, the sanctuary, whatever the heck it's called in Engage. Stuff like that, that makes me want to just, like, be taking my time, and gosh dang it, and that element of the game, and then it bloats the playthrough to just take, like, forever. A game that just goes, like, chapter to chapter to chapter, like some of the older games do, like Binding Blade, might be kind of nice, because I just, like, stay in the stuff that I care about longer. Ow! Yikes. So, like, it would be a decently lengthy game, but not anything insane. Not anything that has, like, bloat that really contributes to the playtime. Please. Oh my god, that is scary. I really don't want to restart it at this point. This is my final attempt of this. If I screw this up, like, I give up here. But yeah, this sums up Poland geopolitical that people have. Haven't played FE3 Houses. It's fun for, like, one playthrough, but don't do it past that. It gets so dang repetitive. The first over half the game is basically the exact same every single time. And with, like, all the bloat that comes with the calendar system, it just takes forever to do anything. So, not exactly the biggest fan of that, and I'm kind of tired of that. At least there's no calendar system in 3 Hopes, and you can kind of get right to it. But it kind of has some similar problems as the calendar system, in that once you do the next story mission, you're locked out of, like, all the battles that were leading up to it during that cycle. So, while you could just bum rush the story content if you want to, you are missing out on these other missions forever if you choose to skip them. So, yeah, so I still feel motivated to do a whole bunch of other stuff, and then the playthrough ends up taking me forever, and so I don't really want to do that. And so I was thinking about potentially doing Binding Blade, but if Dark Deity is right around the corner as well, that's a game that is very inspired by Fire Emblem. It is another turn-based strategy game, like in the style of Fire Emblem. And to me, at least, it feels very inspired by the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem, with, like, the 2 Fire Emblems with, like, 2D sprites with, like, really awesome flashy animations that, like, really catch your eye and stuff like that. Like, it feels very inspired by that. And if I start Binding Blade right now, I don't think I would be done it by the time that Dark Deity 2 came out, if it really is coming out in, like, March/April. Again, depending on what the development of it looks like. And, how soon they're able to fix the things they need to fix. Also, Smash 6 discussion is heating up. Which characters are gonna get axed? I can't wait for them to axe Mario. Who even plays that guy, am I right? My goodness gracious. Will there be extra power with this? What's he throwing that at? Oh my god. Is there weapons I can throw here? Get him. You fight him. No! Why you get back down? Oh my god, he's so scary! So yeah, I was thinking about Binding Blade, but I'm a little bit on the fence about that. One game that I've wanted to do for, like, the past couple of years has been Persona 5 Strikers, because I've heard that that's actually, like, a really good spin-off sequel. And I have liked the Nintendo Warriors games that I've played. But I also still haven't beaten Persona 3 Reload all the way through, so it might be a little bit weird starting a Persona playthrough when I haven't even finished the last one yet. So, I'm wondering if that's, like, all that called for to do now. Might not exactly be the best option. Please, 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 dude, please. Yeah, go after them, not me. Thank you. So, I've thought about that as well. What? I just threw that at this guy over here, it looks like. Okay, please don't have, like, the big bad boss guys come after me. That would suck. It looks like they might just want to. What? How is that not? Okay, well. So, been thinking about that a little smidge. I've been thinking about some Pokemon games a little smidge. Well, I was trying to eat those mushrooms, actually, but this works too. Here we go, get up. You fight them. This has been my strat. Force open.
Hey, can't do this alone.
This is fine, right? This is fine. Yep, this is fine. Nobody suspects a thing. Nobody suspects a thing here. There's been a few Pokemon games I've been thinking about a little bit. As usual, Persona 5 Strikers is a sequel to P5 Vanilla, so no Sumire and Kenji stole it. Yeah, I've heard that. Which really sucks, especially with, like, the release timing. Like, I'm pretty sure Strikers came out after Royal, whoa, but only by, like, a month. So, like, very shortly after, and was clearly in development, like, probably around the same time as Royal was. Which really makes me wish that they'd kind of, like, coordinated development to factor them in, because I feel like they absolutely could have factored them in. Like, it released after. Like, not by that much, but come on. Open to, I don't know, what the heck. So, yeah, sequel to base game. So, yeah, a little bit sucky there. But yeah, there's been a few Pokemon games I've been thinking about. One that I've been thinking about just with the past couple days, it didn't really occur to me until, like, yesterday for it to cross my mind, was suddenly Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Reason being, I already did a playthrough of X and Y, and with Legend ZA around the corner and bringing back Mega Evolution, and me already having done, like, XY in preparation for Z. Like, that's the main one that I wanted to do, both for, like, story reasons, showcasing Mega Evolutions. I thought, like, huh, well, Pokemon playthrough isn't gonna take me that long, plus, then it showcases, like, how Mega Evolutions kind of progressed with them introducing new Mega forms that we'll probably be seeing in Legend ZA. But definitely not as important as X and Y for, like, how it relates to the story and stuff, so. I've thought about Auras as, like, a maybe. Like, contemplating it, like, I guess it might sort of lead in, I don't know. So, it's been on my mind a little bit. Another big one that's been on my mind, has been, XD Gale of Darkness. Play ROM hack of Auras by Drano, Rising Ruby, and Sinking Sapphire. As fun as it would be to play some, oh my god, whoa, I'm out of here. To play some ROM hacks. I think the thing that I would like to showcase first and foremost is, like, the original base games of different things. Like, many years ago when I was thinking about playing the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblems, I was thinking about playing Project Ember rather than original Fire Emblem 6 to get, like, maybe a little bit more of a refined experience. But by playing the original, you get, like, the shared experience that the majority of players have experienced and share, like, your own unique adventure through that shared experience that other people can relate to. So, I'm not all that fond of the idea of playing ROM hacks on the channel because of that. At least not before playing, like, the originals of things. Because I want to first and foremost, like, showcase, like, the shared experience that everyone would have. And all that. So, I think I would play original Fire Emblem 6, and I think that I prefer playing, like, original Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I mean, with X and Y, I did do the whole randomizer. So it's like what you're familiar with, but with a randomized twist. So I guess you could say that that was technically a ROM hack. I programmed myself, but that's neither here nor there. One of those battle harder and all mons can be encountered. Interesting. But I think I would still prefer, like, the intended experience. Unless I'm doing, like, a charity event challenge run kind of thing like I did with X and Y there. Was the case. But yeah, I've just been thinking about that one a little bit. That's probably, like, the least likely of the ones I've been having a little bit of a think about. The biggest one that I've been thinking about in terms of Pokemon has been XD Gale of Darkness, because right around the end of my Scarlet and Violet playthrough, I did that. Well, it was after the end of the main game playthrough and we started to do some side stuff in Scarlet and Violet that I did my playthrough of Colosseum. So wow, this time I set him on fire successfully. What? Civilian casualties? Did I hit someone else with that? The heck? Whoa. Because I've already played Colosseum, and I kind of want to play the sequel, XD Gale of Darkness, to see both how it improved on gameplay and how it continues the story a little bit. I've heard that there's, like, a couple recurring characters, and it kind of continues / finishes off the plot line of, like, the shadow Pokemon and stuff. Please? Oh my god. Please, please, please. Much yikes, much yikes. I know I can use my other ration, but I don't really want to right now. Save it for, like, an actual more major emergency where I can't recover my health. Like, if I can recover my health, I may as well recover it naturally, assuming I can dodge well enough. So I've thought about doing that. Part of me is also thinking about handling it like I did with Colosseum, with my Scarlet and Violet playthrough, but with Legend ZA, where I started Colosseum shortly after my Scarlet and Violet playthrough, and I was still doing some side stuff in Scarlet and Violet that was, like, boring the hell out of me because it was such a slog. that I just did like my grinding that was necessary in Coliseum to get through that game while I was doing the Scarlet and Violet stuff. I just played them both together. Hello, Gearkoviak. Not much here, just talking about like potential for like upcoming new playthroughs and stuff here is the case. And in a little bit here, I might talk a little bit about like the trip that Guzma and I went on here over a couple weeks. I talked about it a little bit at Janland, but now that's fully concluded, I can chat about stuff here while I'm running around slowly chipping away at these guys here that are super tough. Because there's space in the game schedule, and I kind of want to add something else, because Assassin's Creed Valhalla is like the only thing that I can, that's ongoing, that I can hop into anytime right now. There's this, and there's Persona 3 Reload, but I'm in the middle of my great grind of Reload, so, you know, I'll only come back to that when my great grind is done, and then do like a few bosses and beat it, so it's not something I can just hop into. So I've been debating about what the next thing I should start should be, and I might even start tomorrow to have like some more variety and choices and stuff like that. So yeah, I was thinking about XD Gale of Darkness, but I do wonder if I should do it shortly after Legends ZA, so if there is anything like really grindy and annoying in Legends ZA, like side quest stuff like the stakes in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, then I can just do like any grinding that I need to do in XD Gale of Darkness while I'm playing ZA, and I'm doing them both at once. Just do what I did with Coliseum and Scarlet and Violet. So like maybe that would make sense to start then for that reason. I don't know. It's definitely a thought. Well, there goes that guy finally. So potentially might save that until later. And the last Pokemon game that I've just been thinking about lately in general, like it's one that I've been thinking about in general for quite some time, is Pokemon Conquest. Just because I love Pokemon Conquest. Like, it's gotta be one of the best Pokemon spin-offs ever made. Yoink. I will take that. Hey, look, another ration. Sweet. Like, it's just such a fun game. And I could get through it fast, assuming I'm not 100%ing it. Like, I've 100%ed that game before, I think when I was in junior high school. And, it took me well over 100 hours. The game's a pain in the butt to 100%. But if I just wanted to play through, like, the main story and, like, a couple side stories, like, I could do that, like, really easily. Just in, like, 2 to 3 streams. That would not take super long. And then it could also just become... Am I back? Well, it's one of those streams. My internet died. I don't know how long I've been gone. Well... I gotta love my internet. It's been a while since that happened. Alright, this is gonna be stream 4 part 2 now. After stream 4. Oh my god! After stream 4 part 1. Great. You'll love to see it. You know, on YouTube, playlists have a video limit of 5,000 videos. Which I've hit with some of my music playlists before. I've never come close to that for like any one of my playthrough playlists. Even the ones that combine. Like, okay, so not that long then. Even the ones that combine, like, multiple playthroughs together, like Assassin's Creed here. I believe this playlist is a little bit over 1,000 videos on the YouTube side of things. But, on Twitch, collections, which is... Oh, God. Shit. Yeah, a little bit of internet troubles. It says that my bitrate is good, but also bad. It says that I'm hitting like 7,000 kilobytes per second, but it's showing a red. Usually 7,000 to 8 second is like green. Oh, 1,000, 7,000, 4,000, 8,500, 8.8 thousand, 4.6 thousand. Oh my god. So, anyway. Maybe I can't finish my thought after all. Oh shit, I'm at 0 again. remind myself on some of these in the meantime. I think there was one that I really want here. Maybe, I don't know. Could be kind of fun. Oh, that one there. Yeah, so I'll get that one next. I don't know. Is what I'll do. It is dying. Well. Yeah, my internet is not cooperating. The bit rate says that I'm good for now. I don't know how much I trust that. Shaw internet, by the way. Only the best internet ever. Where did I put my... OBS says reconnection successful. But I don't know how much I trust that, because the last time it said reconnection successful, it died again like 10 seconds later. So, yeah, I don't know why the audio waveform on the right monitor there is showing that there's audio when there isn't. I'm just gonna write in the chat, can refresh now for anyone that is stuck on like a screen there that was tuning in before. Because it doesn't always automatically come up. Alright, well, let's assume that I'm staying up now. What I was just saying a moment ago is YouTube has a playlist limit of, oh my god, of 5,000 videos, which, oh my god, stop! Oh my god, stop. Stop being on, I'm dead. I give up. I would have to restart this entire raid over from the beginning again. All I had was like the one tough guy left, and now everyone would be back. Wait, what? Wait. I guess I did complete the raid. Yeah, so it counts me as done, it's just that guy. Except, alright, so the raid's complete, but I don't think that my guys are gonna help me with fighting him. Well, at least the raid is done. Anyway, YouTube has a playlist limit of 5,000. I haven't hit that on any one of my playthroughs before, not even like my multi-series things. Like this Assassin's Creed series is a little bit over 1,000 now, which is certainly something, but not quite the limit. But Twitch collections, which are basically the equivalent of a YouTube playlist, they're like the Twitch playlist. Let me pause the stream manager over here so I don't have a stream playing on the side. I usually have it paused while I'm streaming PC games because I don't want to be draining resources from my computer that could be going towards my game. Don't have to do that when I'm doing capture card games or like really light PC games. And Twitch collections, for whatever reason, you can only make, like, I believe it's 100 collections. So not every single niche thing that I make gets a collection for that reason, because I'm worried about hitting the limit. And I try to have them just be like multi-series things, not have a collection for like any individual playthrough most of the time. And they have a video limit of 200, not 5,000 like YouTube has. 200 is the limit. And I think I'm at 120 something on my Assassin's Creed series, which I think is the most streams that I have for any one of my series. Like, let's see here. If I go to add to for one of my Janland streams, what am I at on Assassin's Creed right now? Give it a moment to load. Twitch video producer and all that. 121. So this stream is going to bring it to 123 because, you know, stream 4 part 1, stream 4 part 2. I could always include like the middle part. And then this would be part 3 right now, because I was up for a few minutes and rambling for a few minutes, and then my internet died again. But I don't think I'm gonna do that, because even though I still have, like, a decent ways to go before it's full, I know that there's more Assassin's Creed games coming out. There's gonna be this that's gonna take, like, forever. Like, Odyssey took up a lot of streams, like 40-some. Then there's gonna be Mirage, and then there's gonna be Shadows that's gonna take a little while, and then whatever follows after that. And I am just a smidge concerned about one day potentially hitting that 200. Just a little bit of feared. So I really don't like it when my internet goes down. Like, not just for, like, the annoyance of the stream now being multiple streams, but also just because, like, Twitch collections have a limit to how much you can put in them. And while it's still a little ways away, like, I'm not gonna be super close to hitting that cap yet. I'll get there one day probably, and it's a concern. Oh. I thought maybe I could assassinate him. Where the heck? Yeah, I can only 1v1 him now. Well, I'll try it like once, and then I'm good, I think. What? Okay, I got him there. Let's maybe wait on that. That's maybe what we'll do. Okay, no sound effect for some reason. Increase my attack speed. Maybe my script is just broken now or something. For whatever reason. What is going on? Can I not, like... Okay, my computer's just lagging now. Are these my guys that are here to help me? Nope, they sure aren't. Where did these guys come from? Who are you people? Are they slowly backing off? Oh, I'm out of stamina because I dodged so much. Well, I don't think I'm taking that guy out then. Oh, yeah, that's happening. I was gonna wait on doing the stun attack until he actually got low, and I knew I stood like a real chance from there. Anyway, to wrap up what I was saying before about new playthroughs here. I was thinking about doing Pokemon Conquest. May as well talk about that because I don't know when the internet cut me off. And that's one that I've been thinking about doing for a while. Because, what the heck? How do I... Here. Did that. Just because I really like Pokemon Conquest and I can beat it in not all that much time. Like, if I wanted to 100% the game, I know from experience that takes well over 100 hours, because I 100%ed it when I was in junior high school, and holy crap, but I don't really want 100% it. So if I just did, like, the main story, and then maybe a side story or two, that'd probably only take me, like, 2 or 3 streams at most. Like, it's not a very long game for just the main game on its own. The real meat of it is when you sink your teeth into it, doing, like, all the different stories and stuff like that. So I could potentially just do, like, the main game, and then the side stuff could be handled like one of my playthroughs where it's like, it's beaten, but I just play it from time to time when I feel like it, is what it could just be. And then I play like different things at like different events, like LAN parties and stuff like that, chipping away at it. That could be kind of fun. Since it could be something like my Breath of the Wild playthrough where for a decent while after I had that beaten, if I was bored and I wanted to play something else, I would just play a little bit more of that and like do more of the shrines and stuff like that. I think I did that for a little while with Tears of the Kingdom, and not as much because I had other things going on my schedule. So one of those kinds of playthroughs where it's like, yeah, there's more content that I can come back to anytime. Like my Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough was as well, or Xenoblade Chronicles 3 as another example.
Hello.
Where from time to time I would just come back and do a little bit more of the side content. Pokemon Conquest could absolutely become that. So I was thinking maybe a little bit about Pokemon Conquest. Wondering if I should do, like, the main game itself start to finish at, like, some sort of special event, like one of my 24-hour cherry streams or something, I don't know. I thought about continuing with my Mario RPG series, but, one, the uploads of Mario and Luigi Brotherships still haven't finished. They're going on for, like, another 20 or 21 days, something like that, so they're still going on for a few weeks. So I don't really want to start a new Mario RPG playthrough before the last one is done. And two, the next one that I have queued up that I want to play next, Super Paper Mario, according to how long to beat, would be perfect for like a LAN event or a 24-hour cherry stream, just like start to finish at some event. Like maybe I do it start to finish at Mega LAN or something like that, after I did Thousand Year Door start to finish at Mega LAN last year. Like that could be kind of fitting, I don't know. It's an idea, so I kind of want to hold off on doing that for that reason. And I think that's a lot of the ones I've been thinking about lately kind of covered, so there's a lot of things that I would like to play here at some point, but so many of them, it's just a bad time for starting. Or, oh, another one that I want to play at some point, Final Fantasy VII. I would like to start the Final Fantasy VII series this year. Like, start with playing original Final Fantasy VII, and then at some point play Crisis Core, and then at some point play Remake, and then at some point play Rebirth, and then I can play, like, the third one in the Remake trilogy when it's, like, right when it's out. So, I have 4 games to get through before then, which is probably gonna be, like, quite a while. Considering Remake came out in 2020 and Rebirth in 2024, if it's gonna be the same for, like, the last game, I can estimate it'll come out around 2028. So that gives me, like, a few years here, so I don't exactly have to rush it. So I'd like to do at least 7 this year, maybe Crisis Core if I have time. but I don't really need to start it super soon. And I mean, I just beat 16 this last weekend, and its uploads are still going on for a while, so I think it feels a little soon to start it. I should probably wait a little bit instead of going like, this one's done, right into the next one. So, I would like to do that one this year, but I think it's a little bit too soon for that. So, that's why I don't think I should start that one. So I was thinking about what other games I wanted to start here. And I actually do own a decent few PlayStation 5 games now. Got a whole bunch on like holiday sales and Boxing Day sales and stuff like that. So I have a decent few here. I own a decent few. Oh, here's another one that I was thinking about. Was Bloodborne. Like continue with my Soulsborne series. But Elden Ring Night Reign is coming out probably sometime around summerish if I'd guess when it was coming out. Like, it's coming out sometime this year. And do I want to have them both going out at the same time? I mean, Night Reign is probably just going to be like a co-op roguelike thing, so it probably doesn't have like a direct start to finish, so maybe it wouldn't be like a full traditional playthrough. And I also thought, like, Bloodborne might be a really fitting thing to do at like Hallowland or something like that. That might be kind of fun there. Like, maybe not the entire thing, and maybe do other things. Like, I did 13 hours of Dark Souls 3 straight for, the 24-hour Cherry Stream 5, I got really dang tired of Dark Souls 3. So I wouldn't be doing, like, solely it or well, I guess it would be mainly it if I'm doing it, if it's the game that I'm doing the most at Hallowland. But, you know, balance it with some other things and be taking breaks and stuff like that. But I could see myself starting my Bloodborne playthrough at Hallowland. Probably not finishing it at Hallowland. I don't think that'd be happening. Like, it has a little bit too much meat for that. But I could do it for a decent bit of stuff there, and it might be fitting for, like, the Halloween kind of thing, so play into the theming. I like to continue with the Walking Dead Telltale series, and I just beat Season 2 this last Halloween, so maybe I play Season 3 for next Halloween. It might make sense to do for that, which means that I could play the Walking Dead Telltale Michonne that was a thing that I forgot existed for a long time before that point, which according to How Long to Beat is only about 4 hours, and maybe I'll do that one of these days. And I was thinking about potentially doing that in the near future as just like the random shit that nobody cares about that is played like as part of a series in order just to get done at some point. So I'll probably do that at some point, but it doesn't have to be this weekend. I'll do it at some other point. Maybe I'll do it like sometime in the month of Halloween, do it sometime in October. That might be kind of fitting. Maybe, I don't know. And then play Season 3 for Halloween itself. I don't know. That might be kind of fun there. So I was considering what other games to play here. And the one that I'm leaning the most towards right now is this right here. And it breaks the tracking on my camera because it doesn't know where I am anymore. Ghost of Tsushima. This is one that I've heard great things about for a long time. I only learned in the past year that it was made by Sucker Punch, the same studio behind the Slide trilogy. That's probably like my favorite trilogy of games ever. And Ghost of Yotai is coming out this year. I don't really know much about Ghost of Tsushima. I don't even know how it plays. I just heard that it's like a really great thing that a lot of people liked. One of those like super critically acclaimed kind of games. It gets a lot of respect from me by being made by Sucker Punch. Like, I have a lot of respect for Sucker Punch. I mean, I just played the Sly games. I haven't played, like, Infamous or anything there, but, you know, gets a lot of brownie points in my head for being from Sucker Punch. I really quite like that. And with Ghost of Yotai coming out this year, it might be a good opportunity for me to see what this is like, and then if I like it, then I can pick up a Ghost of Yotai. And if I don't like it, or I'm like, I wasn't quite sure what I thought about that, then that can be it. That can be the only game that I play, and then I don't play Ghost of Yotai. Like, that's what I did when Metroid Dread was approaching. I was like, alright, let's start with Zero Mission, and if I like it, then I'll play the other games leading up to Dread, and then play Dread when it comes out. And I played Zero Mission, and I actually liked it, and then I played Samus Returns, and I really liked it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm continuing with this Metroid series here. What if I just do that for, like, the Ghost of series here? Just play Ghost of Tsushima and then decide whether I like it or not. Then if I do, I can play the new release when it comes out. If I don't like it, that can be it. And apparently it shouldn't be super long, according to How Long to Beat. It's about a 25-hour game with about a 10-hour DLC. So it has some decent meat, but not like something like this that's gonna take, like, forever. Something that is a lot more reasonable. Something that's, like, a medium length, where it's, like, it ends at a reasonable time, you know, is what it seems like it is. So I'm leaning towards probably starting Ghost of Tsushima tomorrow, and those are my reasons across like all the other choices that I potentially have right now. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That took a little while, and let's see what the heck is actually going on in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and actually progress the main plot here after dicking around with one stupid raid for the past 1 hour, 19 minutes, 35 seconds, plus internet issues. So, you know.